Can you guess why we have red on? Because we're talking about Virgin Voyages today.
Yes.
We took our first cruise ever with Virgin recently, and we're going to tell you about our experience.
We're no longer virgins to Virgin.
I can't believe that Virgin Voyages has been out for a few years now and we're just now getting on a sailing. Like, that kind of blows my mind why we waited this long.
Yeah.
But I think part of it is because trying something new can be scary sometimes, and Virgin got such mixed reviews, or in some cases very bad reviews very early on.
Being too risque.
Yes. And even when we were posting on like Facebook and stuff that we're going on our first Virgin cruise, we got comments like,
Paraded with,
oh my God.
it's a swingers cruise.
It's a swingers cruise. You're gonna, it's this, it's that. And we're like, are we really gonna experience these kind of things? Is it really gonna be that bad? But we went into it with an open mind.
Yeah. And we have talked to a lot of people throughout our cruising that have, and I'm talking older folks, middle-aged folks of all different ages, that have been on Virgin many, many times, and they said that they have basically learned what the people don't want and what the people do want, and they've made some tweaks, and it's toned down quite a bit, and now it's quite pleasurable for most people. But it was a little risque in the beginning, but they've made some changes. These people that have been on Virgin many times have said that it's much better now. It's not so in your face. It's really fun, that we should try it now. So we did.
Yes, we did.
And we love it.
We absolutely
loved it. There was a vibe on this ship we've never seen on any other ship. No kidding. Like this, the crowd, the clientele was different.
Yes.
It was just a totally different experience.
So first off, let me just kind of give you some information about Virgin if you've never cruised with them before.
Yeah.
They price things different. They call things different than other cruise lines. You're not a cruiser, you're a sailor. This isn't a cruise, it's a voyage. So they use different terminology. That's just day one, this is going to be a
They blaze their own
cruise
trail, which I love
experience.
that.
Yes. And so whenever you book a cruise with Virgin, everything's included except beverages. Okay? So let me kind of preface that. You're going to pay a little bit more for a Virgin voyage, but Wi-Fi is included. All of the restaurants are specialty dining restaurants that are all included. You're not paying extra for any specialty
And
restaurant.
I'm going to tell you right now, the best food we've had at sea.
Oh yeah. We will
By
get
far.
into the food
Yeah.
like in depth, but
The water in your room, it's free.
yeah.
And they fill it every single day. Glass vases on the counter, and they keep one cold. So they give you one room temperature and they give you one cold, and they fill it up every day because let's be honest, it's nice to grab that cool drink of water when you go back to your room, right? So many cruises, you got to pay extra for that.
Yeah. So
It's the little things that are the big things.
It was the little things for us. And then like in your room, your TV is loaded with TV shows and movies that are all included.
Yeah.
So you're paying a little bit higher price point, but you're getting a lot for it. Also, your gratuities are included. You're not getting that extra charge on your credit card, at the end of your cruise. You're not having to say, oh my God, am I really paying, hundreds of extra dollars for gratuities? It's just included. So I love that about Virgin, that they took their pricing structure
Yeah.
and made it a little higher in the beginning, but more is included.
I like that better. It's just, it's not fun to get nickel and dimed your whole cruise.
Right.
And you end up with this big bill. You think you're getting this, but you spend all this, and it's not what you thought it was. Where this is, you know what's included. You don't got to worry about it. There's no signing tickets.
Yes.
The whole cruise, it's all included, and there's some peace of mind to that. I preferred that, but what a cool experience this was. Now, we were on the Valiant Lady,
Yes.
which cruised out of Miami. Great ship.
Yeah, it was a great ship. And the thing about Virgin also, their ships are all sister ships. They're all the same layout.
Yeah.
You may have a different venue. It might be, this venue on this ship or that venue on the others, because Brilliant Lady's coming out later this year and they've made a few changes to that ship. But the overall layout is the same. The structure of the cruises is the same. So if you get on one Virgin cruise ship, you know all of them.
Yeah, two things that really stood out to me on this cruise was the clientele, the people, and the food.
Yes.
The food was amazing. They had the Galley.
Yes.
which is like their food hall, like the buffet, but it's a different setting.
It's not a buffet.
It's not a buffet. You go and you order what you want and they will bring it to you. And they have all these different restaurants all around this galley that you can pick from, all kinds. And they open for breakfast as well. Some of the best breakfast sandwiches I've seen, like I'm talking ham and cheese or sausage and egg and cheese with waffles with a waffle bun. Like they do crazy sandwiches and breakfast. It's way above what you would normally get on a lot of other cruise ships.
It absolutely is.
And it was good. They have a pizza parlor. The pizza was really great, but the food just really blew me away.
It really did. So everything we had, the galley was such a cool experience because I think there's like 8 or 9 different food stations throughout the galley that you can walk up and get whatever you want, or you can sit at the table and raise a little flag and they will come and take your order and bring it to you. We didn't do that. We just went and got it all ourselves because that's part of the fun of it. But they had like a sushi bar where they were literally making fresh sushi right there.
And they have grab and go. So you can, they do have like the sushi bar, they would make and package little boxes of sushi that you could just walk up and grab and walk to your table. So they do have the grab and goes. And towards the back of the galley too, they'd have like little sandwiches made. You know how like when you're in the airports, they get the little sandwiches, grab and goes. They had that as well. So you could take one to your room and you don't have to wait for it. But they do have the restaurants that you can get other things. And
there was a salad station, a sandwich station,
burger
a
shop,
diner. So like the diner, they had like plate lunches. You know, think about like an old fashioned 50s diner where you could go in and get like a plate lunch every day, or they did like freshly made breakfast, and they would serve breakfast till like 2 o'clock in the morning. So if you wanted late night eggs, you could get late night eggs.
Which did that. Yeah, it was cool. They had like their 5 or 6 different things, kind of like mustard greens and fried chicken or whatever that you could pick from, or they had other menu items that you could order as well at the little burger the old diner looking place. Then they had like a ramen place where you could get like udon and ramens and things of that nature. And then they had a custom sandwich shop.
Yes. And then they had an entire like pastries dessert bar. And if you know me, I'm a sweets girl, and
oh my God,
we're buffet people. So we like to go to the buffets and try things. But I will tell you, on every other cruise line I've been on, the desserts on the buffet are usually subpar. They're usually just
look
okay.
Pretty.
They're very pretty, but you go taste them and they've got no flavor. Everything that I had from this little dessert area was really, really good. And the cookies were delicious. I'm a cookie person. I'm telling you, the food was phenomenal.
Especially the specialty dining. We had some dinner with some friends. We did a couple of specialty dining restaurants, and all the food was absolutely delicious. Truly the best food that we've had at sea, honestly.
Yeah. And again, this specialty dining, it's just that you need to make a reservation for it. And they do have walk-up tables available, but if there's a spot you want to eat at a specific time, you're better off making those reservations. And so we had, our first night was Razzle Dazzle. So Razzle Dazzle, the concept of this restaurant in the very, very beginning of Virgin was that it was completely vegetarian. And they realized that not everybody is a vegetarian, so half the menu is vegetarian and half the menu does have proteins. And that was our first meal on board at night, and it was so good. It was the best that we had.
That was my favorite meal.
So good.
For sure. It definitely had the razzle dazzle. It was good.
Did.
We all just kind of like we had a group of friends and we just ordered everything on the menu and we all just kind of shared it, and everything that we ate was delicious, including the desserts.
Yes.
All the desserts were fantastic. A great atmosphere. It was such a cool dining experience. Every dining experience we had was really good. I can't go on and on about the food, how good it was. It was just really, I was not expecting that.
No, so we had heard that Virgin food was going to be good, but it exceeded our expectations because we cruise a lot. We've been on a lot of cruise ships. We've had good cruise food and we've had really bad cruise food. And this was way up there.
Another cool thing I loved about this ship, there was this area, I forget what deck, but it was aft of the ship, and it had all this wonderful seating, which is great for sail away when you're, at a port and you're leaving it. But you could go and it's got all these covered beds, and then it's got some uncovered seating, and it's got some tables and chairs and umbrellas, and they have this little bar area. You can go get drinks. They serve drinks all day. You can get snacks. They got a little menu that you can get different like hors d'oeuvres and snacks or a salad, and they bring it right up to you. all day. That's all included, and it's just a great place to go hang out and chill and get snacks. You could fill up on the snacks there because they're quality snacks. Like they had some shrimp. I think we got some grilled shrimp, some chicken kebabs.
Yeah, because one day that we went down there, it was like Greek day. And so they had these like plates of all these little different Greek hors d'oeuvres. And I'm thinking like really good hummus and things like that on pita bread and skewers of chicken. It was.
And you're laying there, right?
Fantastic.
We were laying on this bed. It was completely covered, complete panoramic view of the ship. I mean, it was really our favorite spot on the ship. And they would come with this cool little tray, wooden tray, and set it down at your bed, at the foot of your bed. And you had your mimosas or whatever it is you're drinking and your hors d'oeuvres there, and you could get as many as you want. And the service was great.
Yes.
That was really fun because, you know, in between meals, you want to chill out, get away from the heat, have a little snack. That's a great spot to do that as well. That was cool. There was this one area where there's this big net. You could look up from that area I was just talking about, and you see kids jumping on this net.
Not kids. No kids.
Adults.
Adults.
Or not kids, but adult kids.
Yeah. Because there are no kids allowed on Virgin. We failed to mention that, didn't we?
I swear I saw a kid on that thing.
This is an adults only cruise.
Yeah.
18 and up.
Yeah, it is.
No children.
So that was cool. You know, we don't mind kids. But
no, we don't.
We don't mind not having kids either.
That is absolutely true.
As far as, you know, being on a cruise. But so a lot of people don't like to take cruises with kids. This is definitely a great option for you because you don't have any kids on that ship. There's a lot of great nightlife on this ship as well, too.
Yes.
People like to go out and party on this ship. They had the red night, hence the red. We took part went to a couple of bars and listened to some great music. The entertainment was fantastic on that ship. We really enjoyed it. The atmosphere on the wraparound decks that you could walk around. They had some great outdoor decks you could walk around and you could look up and see the beautiful Virgin sign on the smokestack, you know. It was a vibe.
It was definitely a vibe. It was a lot of fun, but it was not over the top fun. It was not like...
Wasn't a bunch of swingers going crazy.
If there were swingers on board, they didn't talk to us. They didn't approach us. It wasn't that kind of cruise. And so many people that we still talk to this day, even after we've been on our cruise, they're like, oh no, I'm not sailing on Virgin. That's not for me.
Come on, people, wake up. Look, if you seek it, you will find it.
Oh, yeah.
There's swingers on every cruise line. There was nothing more in your face about the Virgin cruise than any other cruise line. Look, there's swingers on all cruise lines. We don't get into that.
Yeah, we're
That's
not
your thing. That's fine. You can put your little upside down pineapple on your door and somebody's going to come knock on it, but it ain't going to be us.
No.
The only thing we were swinging on was our hammock on the balcony, I swear. But with that being said, you know, all these cruise lines have alternative lifestyles. It's not exclusive to Virgin, you know. No. Come on, wake up. But look,
and it was no more. I mean, like I said, we didn't
feel put off by anything. It felt completely normal. One thing I will say, I don't know why I segued to this, but I was laying by the pool and I just was blown away with how everybody was just vibing and getting along. Like how I've never seen this on any other cruise ship. I'd look over here and there's a group of guys and girls, you know, dancing in the pool to the DJ's music. And you look over here, it's about 4 or 5 girls out off their loungers doing some line dances together and some people over here doing it. It was, you know, you may have seen it on other cruise ships, but it was different on this one. I don't know what it was.
I know it's hard to describe, but I know exactly what he's talking about. Like everybody meshed. Like
everybody meshed. It's a good crowd.
Yeah, it wasn't like these people are over here and those people are over there. Everybody was just hanging out together.
That's why I was like the clientele stood out to me because it was a really cool. It was a good vibe.
Yes.
And I hate to overuse that word, but it's like I'm all about that. And the people just really made it feel even better. It was way more fun because of the clientele on there. Everybody just was nice to each other and they got along. It's like as if you knew them. I will say this because right there at the pool deck, they had these beds.
I was going to talk about those, yeah.
These beds really close to the pool. And we lucked up and got one.
Yeah.
That's obviously prime real estate, but we lucked up and got one. They're super comfortable. You can drink at those. They don't have no drinking at the pool rules. So I love that. Go Virgin. I mean, you get what it is to be on vacation. And when you start start not letting people drink at the pool, you're kind of putting a damper on their vacation, let's be honest. So Virgin just knows how to let you be free and loose and enjoy your vacation. The gym was really good because this ship is all about fitness, and the clientele showed that. There was old people, young people, middle-aged people, a lot of people that were in shape.
Yeah, we did notice that.
We did notice that.
The gyms always had people in them.
Very fit ship.
Yeah, I'm going to call it fitness forward. I'm just kind of making that up. That's just what
She actually did a class. We stumbled upon it, and she got into it, and she jumped right in there. And I filmed her doing it. It was a good little class.
It was a 45-minute high-intensity Zumba class on the top deck of the ship. I loved it.
It was a vibe.
So there are fitness classes every day on Virgin. They do these really cool like bungee cord things that you like hang in. You do have to reserve those, and I was not able to get in one of those classes, but the outdoor fitness classes are open for anybody that wants to walk up. There's plenty of space, so there was probably a good 50, maybe 60
a lot of people in there of all ages.
Yeah. And it was so much fun, and having the classes outdoors on that upper deck, you had a breeze. We were working our butts off doing that Zumba class, but we never were hot because we had that ocean breeze on us. It was fantastic.
And they have a designated jogging track.
Yes.
They have a walking lane, a running lane, and it's laid out so you can tell which is which. And then they have like built into the deck fitness machines. They have teeter-totters.
That was so fun.
Old school teeter-totters.
We got on that.
They have like these round chairs that swing with nets in them.
Yeah.
That you can get on. Oh man, it was just totally different. They have some private cabanas that you can rent. Then they have the Rockstar area, which we didn't. Did you go in?
No, we did. Our friends had a Rockstar suite, but we didn't go check out that area.
So there's some other areas that are extra cost that are really cool, but we didn't get to see them ourselves, but we've seen them on some other videos, but yeah.
But I will say the outdoor areas were very comfortable and inviting. Those beds, like Jason was talking about, that were right around the pool, they had that type of soft seating all over the ship. So right around the pool had them, then there were some standard loungers, and then back behind, underneath the shade, were more of those comfortable beds you could sit and lay.
Now there was some uncomfortable seating, so you've always heard that the furniture on the Virgin was like IKEA stuff. Well, some of the stuff, for instance, when we went to the pizza place, they had this nice little couch-looking thing, and it looked like, you just could plop down on it and be comfortable, and you plop down on it, it was not comfortable.
It was not comfortable.
And we had just got off the Aqua. And Aqua had really amazing, comfortable furniture. I will say that the Virgin furniture is not as comfortable as that. But there was some comfortable stuff there. It's not all bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, that is true. About the furniture.
But the bed itself.
But the beds were super padded.
And the pillows.
But there's only so many of those. But it was just a couple of spots that stood out to me. It was like, I wish this was more comfortable,
Yeah.
But
the bed.
There was plenty of comfortable furniture as well.
But the bed in the room.
The bed in the room was the best.
The best.
Oh, and you know what else I liked about the room? I'm glad you brought the room. But the bed was super good. The pillows were good. I think we had said that's some of the best sleep we've ever gotten on a cruise ship.
Absolutely.
And one thing I loved about the room is, again, the water. They had this little clear vase of water and with a cap on it. And it was room temperature. And I like my water room temperature because I'm a guzzler. And you can't guzzle that cold water, right? Because you'll brain freeze. But sometimes you just want a swig of cold water. They had one cold one and one room temperature, and it was always filled. And there's just something that tastes better about water in a glass jar. Those are the little things to me that make the biggest difference. One thing I liked about it was it's a different kind of room. We were very forward. I wasn't crazy about our balcony setup. We didn't have the hammock. We had like this swing, but the sidewall was so tall and it wasn't glass. It was because we were so forward. It was the actual metal of the ship.
Yeah, just to kind of caveat that, I booked under a travel agent rate, and with the travel agent rates, you're going to get whatever cabin they assign to you. So we were not able to choose our cabin. So we did not get one of the standard balconies with the little.
Yeah, we jumped on the ship, took what we had. Because we were good with it.
Yeah.
But they gave in every single room you get this control panel. and it's got a little stand. It keeps itself charged, but you come in, you get in the bed, and you can control your TV, you can control your lights, you can push a button, and you can close the blinds, the curtains. Everything is controlled. The bathroom, everything is controlled by that little touch panel. And that was really a unique experience.
And they have several different mood lightings, so you can say
you can dim it.
You want dim. I think they even have like a get it on light system.
Oh yeah.
Where we didn't try that light, but we found out about it later.
We should have.
Our friends told us like, did you see the get it on lights? And I was like, no, I missed that one.
No, but we did see when you go to watch a movie, they have a theater lighting.
Yes.
So when you go to pick your movies, you can hit theater and it'll change the lighting for watching TV. They know Virgin does it right as far as getting the mood right.
Yes.
And the ambience right. They understand how important that is. And so I think they nailed it.
Yeah, I thought the cabins were great, and it was very spacious, and
very
there was plenty of storage. It was the closets weren't your standard closet; it was like an open closet with a curtain. But we had plenty of storage in there.
Close it, makes total sense. You don't need all this extra wood to close it; just a curtain. It was cool, but it was very open. It felt big. Even though it was small, and I love that we had these neat little it was like this little table, and then like this little table around the table that was a little bit lower that you could put your luggage on or whatever. It was just neat room, different experience. Yeah, but all in all, we're 100% sold on Virgin, and we've already got plans to do more.
We have 2 booked already. We're doing one this summer and one in September.
Yeah.
We're going to get on Brilliant Lady in September. So that's the brand new cruise ship. We're doing a Canada, New England sailing on that one. Very excited about that. And we did get gypped a little bit on Valiant Lady. We only got 3 out of our 5 days. So we're going to do another Valiant Lady sailing soon to truly get the full experience.
Yeah. One thing I love about this cruise was their private beach club, which is in Bimini. One of the best I've ever seen. It was really first class, beautiful waters. Now it's not like the Gulf. It's not like this got some waves coming in.
Yeah,
which is fun for some people and not fun for other people. But it's crystal clear blue water, beautiful white sand beaches. The food setup was really great. The pools setups were really great. They had volleyball going. They had little carts with beer, kiosks scattered all around. Then they had a couple of different food halls you could go get food from. And the food was fantastic.
Just as good as the food on the ships.
They had some jerk chicken there. It was amazing. I think I went back 4 times to get the jerk chicken. It was some of the best jerk chicken I've ever had. Even on the private beach club, the food was amazing. Yeah. So that was a killer experience.
It was. That was a really fun beach club. I love that there were 2 different pools, and it was kind of like the quiet pool and the party pool. Yeah. Sort of.
One pool had the DJ.
Yeah.
DJ in, and then the cruise director would get up there, and then there was the
dancers from the
guys.
ship also came off and kind of performed for about 2 hours around the pool. They danced and they kind of got people up and excited. It was really a lot of fun.
Yeah, and on this side you just had the beach bar, swim up bar. Well, it's kind of like a swim up bar. It had stools around it, but you had to they would come around often and get your drinks, but they had a nice little cool pool there. They were playing volleyball and stuff, but really nice, cool area. It was really a cool setup. Food was great. Service was great. And it was a short shuttle over. Yes. I mean, you're parked right there. You walk out. They got shuttles there waiting to take you. And so it was quick and easy. Then they also have a little area that you can walk about, some shopping areas. We didn't do that, but you can get dropped off there and do some shopping as well. So that was a really cool.
Yeah, we really did enjoy it. And every sailing in the Caribbean always is going to have a stop at Bimini. So that's cool. One quick little segue is their drinks. So they do not do a drink package on Virgin. They do what's called a bar tab if you want to prepay for a bar tab. And usually if you prepay for it, then you're going to get a little extra for free. So if you buy $300, you'll get $50 free, something like that. And they do run promos on their bar tabs. Yeah. But just paying out of pocket for your drinks, they're actually reasonably priced. So you're looking at $8 or $9 for a beer, no gratuity added to that. Right. And then your cocktails are going to be anywhere from $10 to $15. And again, no gratuity added on that, because that's a big thing. Like when you're paying out of pocket on other cruise ships, the price in the menu says $10. Well, they're going to add 18% gratuity to it. And they don't do that on Virgin because all their gratuities are included. And entertainment. So we saw live music, spread out throughout the ship, but the most fun live entertainment that we saw was the drag show.
Yep.
And this is another thing that Virgin stands out. They have a resident drag queen on each of their ships. And she does a fabulous show. And it was so much fun. I made Jason sit in the front row.
Yeah.
And so we
couldn't
were
even see the
right
goodies.
there. No, you can't.
No,
They're
I don't know
really
how
good
they
at
do
hiding
that. They hide that so well, and it's got to be very painful. Let's be honest. Me and my buddy Chris were just like in awe of how they do that. But it was not uncomfortable at all.
It was just fun.
I know some people that would be put off by that. We don't really care. We take it for what it is. It's entertainment.
Yes.
And they did a great job, and they entertained us very well. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely check out the drag show.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, come on. You're on a Virgin cruise, right? You got to at least attend one drag show.
The Scarlet Night was a highlight. Obviously that's a thing.
Yeah.
So we got all dressed up in our red. We went out.
It's fun seeing everybody dancing
Yeah.
around in their reds.
And so we did not stay up for the late night jump in the pool. At about 11 p.m., the party goes up to the pool deck, and a lot of people, from what I understand, end up in the swimming pool in their full clothes. We didn't make it up there. We went to bed early that night, but what a fun, just overall experience. And everybody was dressed up,
Yeah.
And you don't have to get crazy. I mean, just like a red shirt, or I had a red dress and he had a red shirt on. It was just a lot of fun seeing
button-up red shirt. Yep.
everybody on the ship wearing their red. So that was cool. And they even would dim the lights.
Like, they
and
took it
have
serious.
red lights
Everywhere.
all throughout the ship. It was very cool.
And that was a good party night. That was a good night to go out. We went out for a little bit and had a great time. All the drinks were really good and made well. So it just was a quality experience overall. Absolutely recommend, if you have not done Virgin, to give it a shot.
Don't be scared. It's not scary.
When we first got there, it was just really different, and there was this moment where I was like, I don't know if I like this or not, but with every day that we spent on the ship, the more I really got to like it a lot. And then by the end of it, I was like, man, this is almost one of my favorite cruise lines now.
I know.
So it's interesting how that progressed, but it did. But let us know if you guys have been on a Virgin cruise. Which ship have you been on? And how was your experience? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Let us know. Give us feedback, because we'd be interested in knowing what those ships were and what your experiences are.
And if you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.